Juddy, 2-0 tonight, mate. Would you make of that?
Brilliant, mate. First of all, thanks for having me on. Great to be back. Winter break, of course. We all missed the football. You missed the Boxing Day football with your mates and the New Year's Eve or the New Year's Day games or whatever. But great to be back at Celtic Park. I think we've done some great business in the window early on. We've been very fortunate that we've got Ange, who has got a very untapped market in Europe, which we spoke about earlier, and bringing these players in from Asia and that league to show what they can actually do over here. And I think they've settled in very, very well. It's not likely that, or not a kind of a regular occurrence, that players come to clubs and they settle in very, very quickly. Kyogo playing practically a full season over in Japan, coming in, settling in well. Maeda tonight, coming in, getting a goal with practically his first, second touch. Great. Hatate for me tonight was the best player in the park, and I mean by a country mile. He got the ball in that midfield and he took 2 free touches. He created space for the other midfielders, making runs in behind, or Maeda coming in shot, which I really, really like. And we spoke about him as a utility player, but he really shows himself all over the park, and it's just that work ethic, and I think it's just what the Japanese guys are about. And when we look back, even at guys like Nakamura, we remember Nakamura for being a set-piece specialist, for scoring special goals at Manchester United, Kilmarnock away to win the league. Like they kind of goals, like Rangers at home, that screamer. But what we actually don't think about is the work that he done off the ball. Even being that kind of attacking midfielder, he always pressed. He always made himself known. He always got himself into that space to try and close players down. And that's what they're like, and it's just a work ethic. They're really enthusiastic about football. They'll work where they feel welcomed, and they've certainly been made to feel welcome here. Ange's certainly made them to feel welcome, and he understands that player in that market. And I think we've been very, very lucky to have that sort of.
See, just on the introduction, the Hatate and Maeda tonight, the difference, I think, in intensity without the ball. Yeah. It was good in the first half of the season, but I think you can see the introduction of these guys that it's going to go up another gear, and I think it did tonight. Maeda is closing down the goalkeeper at every opportunity, which we've seen Kyogo doing, but Hatate as well, like the intensity without the ball was terrific.
No, it wasn't. Hatate is like the players we've looked at, even Hatate sitting in deeper sometimes. Let's Cal McGregor go forward. I mean, Celtic fans, we've been crying out for Cal McGregor to go forward a wee bit more and let himself show that freedom. We've seen what he's done in Europe certainly a lot of times, and getting forward and can score goals and create chances. He's such a naturally gifted football player, Callum McGregor, and we love to see him go forward. Hatate is one of the players who can give him that freedom, and even when Idiguchi came on, like for Hatate, he was the same. So yeah, for me, brilliant. Maeda again. Work ethic is brilliant. I mean, imagine you play. There's a situation where Ange has to play Kyogo and Maeda up front together. Like I'm very scared for any defence who has to put up with that, because they just work so hard, and that's what Ange has got pelted into them. It's like, you work for this team. If you don't want to come in, the same with the Riley McGree situation about the transfer, we don't want to talk too much about that, but he said that if you've got a decision to make about coming to this club, then this club isn't right for you. You know what you've got to do to work at Celtic, and you know what you've got to do to come play for a club like this. So tonight, and a lot of people might say the performance was slack in bits. We were a bit slow, but we're not match fit, even though you can't judge us on the form that we've come out of just before the winter break, because we're not match fit. Even though you train through the winter break, you're not match fit, you're not up to that tempo. But tonight's performance, like we spoke earlier on when you were on the vlog, you said a 9 out of 10, and I'd happily agree with that. I think we were brilliant tonight. Hatate, best player in the park for me, and it's just good to see Celtic back, mate.